6 a.m. and welcome to you and me, and you are waking up to the 4th of July.
And speaking of fireworks, they can be a total nightmare for pet owners. Later, we'll let you know how to keep animals calm, collected over 4th of July
That's
holiday.
really important because that can be a real problem.
Plus, if your pet is terrified of fireworks, you need to stay tuned. A vet will be joining us to explain ways to make the holiday happier with your animals with anxiety. Affordable products that'll help your pet deal with fireworks. You and Me returns right after this short break.
Happy 4th of July, 6:38 this morning. Now, 4th of July parties can mean lots of danger for our pets.
And Ashley Barnes talked with Far Southwest Suburban veterinarian Dr. Tony Kremer about how to keep Fido safe and calm today. Take a look.
Hey, what's fun for some may not be fun for all, especially our pets when we're talking about fireworks. Dr. Tony's going to tell us why sometimes it's a scary thing for our pets and they can get lost, right?
That's right. 4th of July is one of the most common times for pets to be lost. They get freaked out with the fireworks, run away, and so I always tell people make sure that you have your pet properly identified with a nice, inexpensive tag, but also get your pet microchipped. It probably costs $30 or $40 to do that. It's not a big deal. It lasts your whole pet's life. And if they get into a pound or a shelter, they can scan them and find out whose pet it is. So make sure you do that. It's so important. And actually, a lot of people don't have their pets microchipped. It's something that's not that common. So I want to make that as a nice reminder because of the chance of them getting away. Also, we got to talk about all the parties are going to be happy.
Yeah, we've got a nice little setup here.
We're stocked up here, let me tell you. And one of the things that's very important to remember is that we need to keep alcohol away from our pets. It seems obvious, but it's also really easy to leave a glass of wine or a drink at a low level where a dog can get at it. And a pet drinking one drink could be like us downing 10 drinks, especially a small dog.
So we don't want the wobbly pet walking around like,
That's right, not at all.
No.
And one drink like that, one drink, I mean, depending how your bartender is with a generous pour, a dog could get toxic from that very easily. So make sure that you warn your guests about keeping that away from the pets, and because it could be dangerous. Also, there's a lot of things that are going on at the same time. We've got glow sticks that kids play with that have a chemical inside it that can really cause gastrointestinal irritation for pets. We've had them come into the hospital where they've eaten that and they've gotten pretty sick from that. So keep that away from your pet. Also, let's talk a little bit about the fireworks in general, because I know a lot of pets out there really get freaked out from fireworks. They just, and it can go on for days. Sometimes it seems like people are starting fireworks, 3 or 4 days before the 4th.
Yeah.
And so with that going on, we want to do some things to help keep them calm. And one of the things that I use is something called a thunder shirt. It's a tight shirt that fits on them, and for some reason, it kind of gives them a snuggly feel, and they say that in many cases, thunderstorms and fireworks will affect them less if they wear that.
Oh, really?
But I also like to talk about some things that people don't really know about that are kind of new. And there's a new medication out that is actually made for thunderstorms and firework anxiety in pets. It's a little gel that you just squirt in their mouth. It's not like gonna knock them out or anything like that, but it's a mild little sedative, anti-anxiety medication that you can just administer, an hour or so before a storm rolls in, or before the fireworks would happen on 4th of July, and it can make a tremendous difference in how they tolerate and handle something that would be normally pretty stressful for a pet.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of these right now, and I'm like, okay, so I don't like thunderstorms, and I may not like it. I can put on a nice little tight jacket, too, and walk around.
It's kind of cute, little camouflage theme. Other things that are out there that are hazards at the time of our parties and that are barbecuing. People there's hot coals are in a grill maybe that could be knocked over. Also, we're throwing a lot of stuff in the garbage, and dogs get into the garbage around these and eat the tin foil and eat the plates, and that can obviously block them up and cause a severe problem for them. So we want to make sure that we dispose of things, keep the lids on the garbage cans, make sure that we're monitoring the grill at all times so that nothing bad happens where they were to knock it over. I also have a Citronella Candle out there because that's something that for some reason dogs will get into and lick or eat, and that's something else that can give them a really bad stomachache, really bad gastrointestinal irritation. So if you have those around to keep bugs away, to make sure the pets don't get into that.
Too, right?
Yes, you got it. The other thing that I would like to mention is proper vaccination and some things during the summer that are really important. Keeping your pet on a flea and tick medication is so important all year round, but it's certainly worse in the summertime. And this year we're having a really bad tick year, and so keep that in mind. It also, when we deal with ticks, that causes diseases like Lyme disease. And Lyme disease is something that we can vaccinate for, and it's something that the vaccine only lasts for a year. So we got to make sure that we keep them up to date on that, because it's just something that we're seeing more and more of, and there are some really great ways that we have of preventing it.
We talked a lot about like prevention and keeping them away, but what do you do if your pet does get some of that stuff or does have, notice that there are some stomach issues?
If you're concerned that your pet does eat something, you need to get a hold of your veterinarian right away. If we find out early that happens, we can do some things very easily to help make them vomit, get something out of them that would be bad, so that we don't have to deal with a poisoning or surgery to have to take something like this out.
All right, it's very important, guys. Have fun and have safe for both us humans and our pets, and I'll send it back to you all.
That's such an important thing out there, because I know it's always a worry with pets, of course, with the dogs. So for more information on Dr. Kremer, go to drtony.com or animalcareinfo.com.